Welcome back to Gosh Darn Dandy Time. I'm your host, BB. Today we're going to be talking about 10 facts and tropes about Law&Order, SVU. Tropes are things that you notice in trends and patterns that are consistent throughout a TV series or a movie or a genre of movies, such as high school movies tend to have the trope of the nerd and the pretty girl and the jock. Actually, The Breakfast Club really actually showed what those tropes were before high school movies were even a thing. So, to start with SVU, we're going to talk about Richard Belzer, who played John Munch. Now, he wasn't just John Munch on Law & Order SVU. He was John Munch before SVU. He was John Munch before regular Law & Order. He was John Munch in Hill Street Blues in the late 80s. He was John Munch in The Wire, Arrested Development, NYPD Blue, 3 crossover episodes. He was John Munch in The X-Files and the X-Files spin-off series The Lone Gunman for 3 episodes. He was John Munch in Homicide: Life on the Street for all 10 seasons. Yeah, that was 1990 to 2000. And at the same time, he was on SVU for the first half of the first season, which was on TV at the same time as Homicide: Life on the Street. That's right. He was John Munch in both Baltimore and New York City. He never truly had crossover between the two series, but he was still John Munch in both New York City and Baltimore, supposedly during the same time period, the same months. I don't know how they made that work, but they did. And it was the Dick Wolf universe, too, that the Dick Wolf guy who did Homicide: Life on the Street created the Law & Order franchise. Somehow he was able to do that 2 places at once, 2 shows at once, but that were not in the same universe, they were not in the same franchise, but he got to be John Munch in 2 different places anyway. That was kind of cool. He was also in Conviction, which was a Law & Order spin-off that lasted 1 season with Stephanie March. He was in 5 crossover episodes of Chicago PD. He was in The Beat, which was another short-lived New York City cop show. And he was also in New York Undercover for 3 crossover episodes in 2002. Go figure. So, John Munch, you're my favorite detective ever from Law & Order SVU. You are. So, trope number 2. Elliot Stabler retired from SVU after 10 seasons. His last episode, he played himself in the greatest trope ever that he's done at least, 20, 30 times throughout the whole series, from seasons 1 through 10. He did this thing at least 20 or 30 times where he sacrificed himself to save someone from being killed. In this case, it was himself and his partner, Olivia Benson, where Stabler survived in his umpteenth attempted murder and saved Olivia Benson from being killed by a mentally unstable crime scene intern, whose name was Dale Stuckey, and it was the episode Zebras of season 10. I remember that episode pretty well, and it was so poorly done. I didn't like it. Number 3. Olivia Benson had a common overly used phrase she used in countless episodes in every season, saying, "with all due respect." I think it's a New Yorker thing, how they say it that way, because I've never said "with all due respect" in my life. I don't think I have. I think I've said to people, "with due respect," but with all due respect, all? It feels to me like it's grammatically incorrect. Like, it's improper grammar. I don't get it. Why? She even uses the term before challenging people's words, such as attorneys and judges, when she's trying to say to someone of authority, "I'm going to battle your words, I'm going to rebuttal, so I'm going to say with all due respect," to say, I respect my elders, I respect the judges, I respect the lawyers. You're my authority figure, so I'm going to say, in a very contrite way, please respect me despite I'm going to say something offensive. It's so weird, Olivia. Grow out of it, please. Number 4. A common trope seen throughout the series is that in the cases of accidental pregnancies and pregnancies caused by rape and teenage pregnancies caused by rape or by accident or by more or less it didn't mean to happen, but it happened anyways, abortion is rarely addressed in Law& Order SVU. Especially Olivia Benson doesn't really mention abortion or getting it taken care of. She doesn't really go in that direction with the female victims of rape. She just the issue is that based on how things happen throughout an episode, it's either a proven result that's shown physically that the female who is pregnant by rape either carries to full term and puts the baby up for adoption, or it is assumed that she might carry the baby to full term and put it up for adoption. In the last 6 or 7 seasons, dating back to maybe season 12 or season 13, I don't think I've seen an episode where abortion was considered for a woman who is raped. And same with the birth control pill or the pregnancy prevention pill that you take after you're raped, called Plan B. A lot of that hasn't even been discussed in Law & Order in the past 6 or 7 seasons. I don't understand why they don't address those issues, but they don't. Or maybe they don't want to address those issues because they don't want to ruffle feathers with Republicans and with politicians and with TV critics who may say, oh, the topic of abortion for a person who is raped is too controversial. We're not going to air that. But here's the thing. They did air that kind of stuff in the first 6 seasons of the show. They did talk about abortion then. They did talk about what are the options for this woman who was raped. She didn't consent to having this baby, and she didn't consent to getting pregnant. So what's the best option for her to continue her life and have a better quality of life? It's not about the woman anymore, is it, folks? I'll do another video on abortions sometime later. Birth control, Republicans, controlling other people's bodies, lack of body autonomy, whatever. I'll do a video on that later. So, finally, number 5. Child abuse in the show of SVU is always portrayed in odd and disturbing ways, such as parents socially freezing out their kids, or just one kid instead of all their kids. They force them to sleep in dog cages, they abandon their younger children with the babies at home, and they don't return to their parental duties. And many abusive parents in the show justify their abusive actions with unrealistic situations that abuse actions can prevent worldly scary things such as cancer and academic failure and blah, 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 blah. All these different reasons to justify why they abuse their kids and why they think it will work to prevent something bad happening in the future. But anyways, please like, click, subscribe, comment. And I'm so tired. Oh yeah. Don't forget to stick around and watch part 2. Click, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks, bye.